can see my screen?
Yep, you're good to go.
Okay. Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rob Chalky. I am the Western Region Product Manager for APR Supply, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your lunch hour to talk to us today about the transition to A2L refrigerants with the Bosch IDS product. Of all the unitary products that APR represents, the transition to A2L with Bosch IDS is probably going to be the easiest and the smoothest of the transitions of all the products. Today, I just wanted to give you a high level overview of what those changes will look like and kind of a high level overview of the timeline as to when we'll start to see these new products appear for sale at APR. Unless you've lived under an HVAC rock the last couple years, you should be aware that due to the AIM Act enacted in the United States in 2020, that there are major changes coming to the HVAC market. That being due to certain environmental impacts with global warming potential refrigerants, a phase out of the refrigerants, primarily R410A, that we've grown accustomed to over the last so many years, now need to be phased out and equipment changes need to be made. This phase out has already started. As you can see by the chart on the screen, starting back in 2022, we already started a 10% mandated reduction of the consumption and production of R410A and other refrigerants as compared to what was manufactured in 2020. As you can see at this point now in time, we are experiencing only an allowable 60% manufacturing of R410A compared to what was manufactured in 2020. This phase out will continue all the way through 2036 to where only allowable 15% of R410A will be permitted to be manufactured as compared to what was manufactured in 2020.
Rob, I'm
This
so sorry
also,
to interrupt, but I just want to let you know if you're trying to change slides, we're not seeing any different slides.
I haven't changed the slide.
Okay,
What slide are you seeing? Because I'm not seeing your screen.
just the very first one.
Oh, it's not changing? That's not changing slides?
Nope, nothing changed.
Oh boy. How about now?
Yep, that worked.
Okay,
So,
great.
so now I
Sorry
see
about
the 90, 60, 30%.
Okay, I have three different monitors in front of me. I didn't know which one I actually had
You're good.
enacted. So due to this phase out of R410A, all unitary equipment needs to transition to a new refrigerant. This is primarily due to a phenomena called global warming. Global warming is impacting our Earth, and the fact that these gases that are determined or deemed as greenhouse gases are accumulating above the Earth's atmosphere, creating an insulating blanket around the Earth, causing the globe to warm. This is causing the ice caps to melt, sea levels to rise. We're losing shoreline year after year. And because of this, creating very, very bizarre weather patterns. The unfortunate circumstances in Los Angeles this week are proof that due to extreme droughts, strange weather patterns, and high winds, things like wildfires are a result of global warming. I don't typically talk about the politics involved with global warming, but it is a real phenomena and has to be dealt with. The refrigerants that we've become accustomed to using over the last so many years are deemed to greatly contribute to this global warming phenomena. All these greenhouse gases are giving a global warming potential rating. This rating is all compared to carbon dioxide, which has a global warming potential of 1. Our good friend R410A has a global warming potential of near 1800. So you can see, compared to a natural product like carbon dioxide, R410A is a product that is deemed to contribute greatly to global warming, and therefore something has to be done. That thing that has to be done is we are now going to change to a low global warming potential refrigerant. What refrigerants are those? Well, the industry pretty much has chosen between 2 refrigerants. They're new here in the United States, but they're really not so new in the global footprint. R32 and refrigerant R454B have been used in Europe and Asia quite extensively, probably over the last 10 years. They both are superior refrigerants to R410A in their ability of heat absorption per weight compared to R410A. So we're actually able to achieve higher efficiencies at a lower refrigerant charge by volume with these 2 refrigerants. They both have their pluses and their minuses. R32 is a single component refrigerant, considered easier to use because of that. But R454B has been chosen primarily in the unitary market as the refrigerant of choice because of its lower global warming potential. As part of the AIM Act that was enacted in 2020, the EPA stipulates that no manufacturer can produce a piece of unitary equipment that uses a refrigerant of a global warming potential above 700. So as you can see, R32 at 675 global warming potential is pretty close to that ceiling of 700 global warming potential. Unfortunately, R32 is living under the constant threat that due to environmental impacts, that 700 threshold might be lowered to 600 over the next 5 years. This would create a great rift with R32, as it would now no longer be able to be used in equipment if they lower that threshold to 600. Now that is strictly conjecture and rumor. It is by no means been signed into law and has not happened yet, but it is strongly rumored to have done that. This is why most unitary manufacturers have chosen R454B as the refrigerant of choice in unitary equipment, air conditioning and heat pumps, and comfort cooling moving forward. The downside to both of these refrigerants is that it is now deemed a mildly flammable refrigerant. So although R410A was a non-toxic, non-flammable refrigerant, these 2 refrigerants are also non-toxic, but do have a mildly flammable stipulation associated with them. So therefore, equipment needs to be redesigned. There needs to be a training protocol and some, just basic changes to the industry. Bosch IDS has made the commitment to R454B as their refrigerant of choice moving forward. So as we move through the timeline of 2025, we will be transitioning the Bosch IDS equipment from R410A to R454B. So what does that timeline look like? As part of the AIM Act, as of January 1, 2025, no manufacturer is allowed to produce a piece of equipment that uses a refrigerant of a global warming potential above 700. In other words, no more R410A equipment as of January 1, just merely 2 weeks ago. The EPA amended the original AIM Act now granting us a 1-year sell-through through 2025 of any remaining R410A product that may have been produced prior to January 1, but still in stock at the manufacturer or at the distributor. But come January 1, 2026, the AIM Act stipulates that nobody can sell or install a piece of equipment that utilizes a refrigerant above the threshold of 700 global warming potential. So simply that means we have a 1-year sell-through of the R410A product that still exists in the industry today. I am proud to say that APR has made a large investment in remaining product of Bosch IDS R410A equipment to make this transition through 2025 as simple and easy as possible. I've been in the industry a long time, and this is not the first major transition in equipment that we've gone through. And my experience always dictated that the industry is somewhat hesitant to make these changes. So APR has taken the position to make a large investment in R410A, which is currently in our warehouses, to move through at least the first quarter and partially through the second quarter of this year. So we have a few months yet before we need to even start to have the availability of the new A2L low global warming R454B Bosch IDS product. But it is coming, and today I just wanted to give you a high-level change of what those changes will look like. So once again, R410A, here now, and available to those who are hesitant to make the change. What we have in stock right now, according to my calculation, should carry us fairly through April. In May, come that April-May period, we will probably have a mix of both R410A and R454B product available to our dealers to purchase. Okay, so what is this new Bosch IDS product offering going to look like? Well, as I said at the beginning, the change with Bosch is going to be quite minimal. Just some model number changes and some SKU reductions to make the product even simpler to market and sell. Part of that new offering, and I'm proud to say we already have in stock and available for purchase today, is the new Bosch BOV Ultra Cold Weather Climate Heat Pump. This heat pump is rated at 19 SEER 2, full capacity down to 5-degree ambient outdoor temperature, and is rated Energy Star Cold Climate Heat Pump. This is available today in the 5-ton with a 4 or 5-ton air handler in the R454 platform today. Not available quite yet, though, is the new BOVA premium line, which was the former BOV 20 SEER line, which will now only be available as a premium communicating line in the 20 SEER product in a 3-ton and a 5-ton heat pump. Now this slide is a little deceiving because we're showing that the 18 SEER, the very popular 18 SEER product Bosch IDS, is being phased out. It's not necessarily true. It's only being phased out in the form of the model number. Bosch will still be, the Bosch IDS product will still be available in 18 SEER at that 18 SEER price platform and rating, simply by utilizing the BOV Lite platform with the premium air handler will get you right back into that 18 SEER price point and efficiency standard. So basically, we're phasing out those two model numbers to reduce SKUs to only 6. The BOV Lite will be available 15 SEER, 2-ton, 3-ton, and 5-ton, just as before. The premium line will be available in 3-ton and 5-ton, and the Ultra cold weather climate heat pump will be available only in the 5-ton outdoor units. Still covering the gamut of SEER from 15 SEER all the way up to 20, utilizing 5 outdoor units. So when we talk about the change with these products, other than some minor model number changes, the footprint of the units aren't going to change. The weight and footprint will be the same. In fact, it was described to be this morning as if you set the new Bosch 454B unit right next to the R410A unit, other than the warning stickers of the A2L refrigerant, you will not be able to tell the difference between the units. There is very few physical changes between the new R454B platform heat pumps and the existing R410A platform heat pumps. They did make some minor enhancements, though, that I think dealers are going to like. One is they have recalculated the amperage requirements for the 5-ton unit. So in the past, the 20 SEER 5-ton unit on the rating plate required a 60 amp breaker. They have now lowered that rating to 45. So that should make, in some municipalities, a little easier to get away with a lower outdoor high voltage circuit. The other enhancement they've made to the units in the R454B platform is they have moved the force button and the check system buttons from the top of the circuit board, which was typically tucked up underneath the lip of the unit. They've now moved those buttons down to the middle of the circuit board, making it a little easier to view and a little easier to access compared to what the old circuit board was. Refrigerant piping connections are the same. There's no changes there. Wiring is a change. And again, looking at the units side by side, you're not going to see much of a difference there. Bear with me 1 second. I'm not seeing my slides now. Okay. Okay, the air handler platform. Again, not much change there, just some minor changes to the model number. Still will be available in the 15 SEER platform and in the 20 SEER platform. And then also available in stock now is the Ultra air handler, available in a 4-ton and a 5-ton to go along with the new Ultra cold weather heat pump. Air handler dimensions, weights are not going to change. Again, you'd set them side by side. You're going to have trouble discerning any difference between the R410A product and the new A2L product. Same with the coils. The coils aren't going to change. They'll still be available as a multi-poise coil in dual rated sizes in the standard cabinet widths. The only real difference you will see with the coils as compared to the R410A coil is the extreme amount of warning stickers talking about the R454B A2L flammable refrigerant incorporated within the system. These labels are all mandated now by the EPA, and they're pretty large and encompass the front of the coil, but that's the only physical difference you'll actually see with the coil. One of the changes, though, with the transition to A2L is the incorporation of the leak detection system all manufacturers are required to have on their systems with a charge level of over 4 pounds. So if the system has more than 4 pounds of refrigerant, or the capability of more than 4 pounds of refrigerant, an A2L leak sensor must be incorporated into the system. This sensor will be pre-installed on all the coils and all the air handlers moving forward. The part number for that leak sensor is on this screen. I recommend the contractors that they avail themselves of one or two of these sensors to keep on the truck, because if the sensor fails, the system will be rendered inoperative. As I said, the sensors will be pre-installed on the coils. There will be a tether wire that will need to be connected to the furnace circuit board for the system to work. What this will do is, if it detects a leak of the refrigerant, it will render the outdoor unit inoperative and turn the main indoor circulating blower on until the leak level goes below a certain point. Once the leak level gets below a certain point, the system will resume normal operation after a test period. One thing that all dealers will have to be aware of is if you change the orientation of the coil from upflow to either horizontal left, horizontal right, or downflow, the sensor will have to be moved, and there are very distinct instructions included with the equipment to show the location of where that sensor will need to go. Obviously, the sensor will most likely be located to the lowest point of the coil or the air handler, depending on the orientation, because the refrigerant is heavier than air, and we want that sensor at the lowest point. This is something that will have to be done. If there's any dealers on the call, I strongly recommend that if you haven't availed yourself of any A2L training, that you do so. We offer some great training classes, 8 APR and certification classes for the A2L that describes these kind of mitigation systems in greater detail. But for the sake of this conversation, you'll know that the Bosch IDS systems will all have this leak detection mitigation system. It will have to be hooked up for the system to operate, and you will have to change the orientation of the sensor depending on the orientation or the install of the coil. Another product you're going to need to be aware of is dual fuel with Bosch heat pumps is becoming exceedingly popular, and particularly with third-party furnaces. So you can actually, incorporate a Bosch IDS heat pump with a third-party furnace. However, you will have to avail yourself of this gas furnace adapter box to make that happen. The adapter box is the bridge between the leak detection system incorporated into the Bosch system, and it will allow that system to be used with a third-party furnace. So we will have these in stock as well. We are doing some great internal training and work with our computer system to make sure that these products will be available to you and made known to you if you choose to go a dual fuel system with a third-party gas furnace. Also keep in mind, as we go through the transition of equipment, and we work through our existing stock of R410A furnaces, you can incorporate a new A2L R454B Bosch IDS heat pump with an existing R410A Bosch furnace if need be. You will require this adapter box. One word of caution though, there are no ASHRAE ratings for the old furnace and the new Bosch A2L product. So if you're going for a 25C tax credit scenario, the old furnace will not have a rating to match with the new A2L equipment. I did check this morning, and we do have some of the new Bosch A2L equipped furnaces in stock to go with the Bosch Ultra heat pumps we have in stock if you would choose to go dual fuel in that scenario. That pretty much covers, one more thing is incorporated with the Bosch air handlers will be this packet. This packet includes a wiring harness that will connect from the circuit board into the Bosch air handler to a third-party alarm system. Across the country, we're getting more and more reports of municipalities and states requiring the A2L leak detection mitigation system be hooked up to a third-party alarm system. We haven't experienced that much yet in our APR footprint, but Bosch is going to include this wire harness with their air handlers, so it doesn't have to be a spare part that needs to be provided. I just wanted to make you aware of this, so if customers are asking, what's this for? You now know what that's for. It's to incorporate the A2L leak detection system into a third-party alarm system if need be. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything about what we've discussed so far? As I said, the transition to Bosch IDS with the A2L product is probably, of all the unitary products, going to be the easiest and most seamless of all. And we're looking for that transition to probably start early to mid second quarter. Okay, I did reconfirm this morning, although the Bosch IDS Ultra cold weather heat pump is in stock now. Literature is available on the Bosch website for the Ultra. The literature for the new A2L products has just recently been approved by Bosch Legal and going to print very soon. So we don't have that literature available yet. It's not available on the website as of yet, but I'm told within the next 2 weeks it'll be available on the website and available in print literature probably within the next month. Okay. A couple of the other changes I want to talk about with Bosch IDS that are fairly exciting is the BCC 110 thermostat, Bosch's digital offering of the thermostat, Wi-Fi capable, now Energy Star rated. The old version was not rated Energy Star. This new one is. It is Amazon Alexa capable and Google Assistant capable. It is also now available to be used as a communicating thermostat via the cellular connection with the Ultra and the premium products. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. Still able to use the BCC 110 and the IDS equipment as 24-volt legacy with 4 wires from the indoor unit to the outdoor unit and simple 24-volt wiring between the units. A great attribute the Bosch IDS systems have, but you will now have the option with the BCC 110 to wire between the indoor unit and the outdoor unit with 2 wires utilizing digital communication. This could be a great plus if you're going from a simple AC system to now a dual fuel system or a heat pump system, and you only have the 2 wires going from the 2 conductors going from the indoor unit to the outdoor unit. You can now connect that BCC 110 in a digital communication scenario utilizing 2 wires between the indoor unit and the outdoor unit. Little warning here is if you choose to do that, you never want to hook up the 24-volt wires to the outdoor unit. That will damage the control board. Just a note, another quick note about the furnaces. Not much change with the furnace other than that they will be incorporating that A2L sensor control board into the furnace. So you'll just tether from the coil right to that control board already incorporated into the furnace. No other changes are designated for the furnace platform at this time. Anybody have any questions on those? Okay. I do want to take another minute to talk about this Bosch IDS Ultra because it is the new flagship of the R454B A2L transition with Bosch. It is designated by Energy Star as a cold climate heat pump. It is Energy Star rated. It is 19 SEER 2, operates in low ambient down to -13 with 100% capacity at 5 degrees outdoor ambient temperature. Comes in only one size, that's the 5-ton, but because of its ability to modulate from 30% to 187% capacity, you could cover many different size scenarios utilizing this heat pump. It also will modulate between 30 and 100% in cooling mode, has the anti-cold blow technology built into it. It's capable to operate at those low temperatures because it uses a new fully modulating enhanced vapor injection and EVI compressor. Talk about that more in a second. It is a communicating indoor and outdoor unit. So utilizing Bosch's Easy Air app, these two units will communicate via Bluetooth or cellular between the two. And again, if you use the BCC 110, it will also communicate across that platform. Some of the enhancements to this unit, again, is that enhanced vapor injection to allow this unit to absorb heat from very cold outdoor ambient air and still move, in essence, move that heat to the inside of the dwelling. It has a base pan heater built in, much like low climate ductless systems do. We've changed the reversing valve voltage from 24 volts to 220 volt in this unit, allowing for defrost transition to be a little stronger in cold weather scenarios. And this unit has a superior integrated outdoor unit fan driver, allowing that fan to operate at a wider range to absorb more heat out of that very cold ambient outdoor air. Just a real quick overview is how the vapor injection works. Basically, what we're doing is we're taking liquid refrigerant and passing it through an additional TXV and injecting that low temperature liquid refrigerant into a vapor injection heat exchanger. On the other side of the heat exchanger, we're passing the vapor refrigerant going towards the outdoor unit to lower the temperature and pressure of that refrigerant, allowing it to expand in even colder temperatures than the standard heat pump can absorb, allowing this to operate and absorb heat from very cold outdoor air at parameters well below a standard heat pump can do. It's not a complicated system, not a whole lot to go wrong there. And I think Bosch has done a really phenomenal job with incorporating the system into their Ultra heat pump. So in looking at the connection scenarios with the Ultra, as I said before, you can do 2-wire communication between the indoor unit and the outdoor unit. You can utilize the BCC 110 and communicate between the thermostat and the outdoor unit via the Bosch Open Air app. Or again, a big virtue of the Bosch IDS product line is simply using anybody's 24 volt heat pump thermostat and wiring in a 24 volt legacy situation. Does anybody have any questions regarding the IDS Ultra? I'm sure myself, my cohorts will be, and our Bosch representatives will be doing some in-depth classes, as well as our tech service department, on the IDS Ultra. Moving forward, it's going to be a game changer in the heat pump market for Bosch. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Bosch IDS Easy Air app, again available in the Ultra and Premium product lines. It's a great tool for the contractor to do on-the-go registration. You can register that install standing right next to the unit. You get the ability of remote monitoring and troubleshooting from anywhere with that utilizing that app. I mean, imagine if you're calling your customer and notifying them of a potential problem with their heat pump before they even realize there might be something wrong. That's a great facet with this remote monitoring. You can get notified on system faults, and you can monitor the energy usage. So the Easy Air app, Bosch proprietary system, is a great selling product to go along with their product offering. Also want to mention the Bosch Home Comfort Pro program. If you are a Bosch dealer or a dealer interested in selling Bosch, I strongly suggest you go to the Bosch Home Comfort Pro website and register as a dealer. As you register installs and you move up through the ranks of silver, gold, and platinum levels, you can take advantage of extended warranties. You can earn points towards marketing products and swag. You get enhanced positioning on the dealer locator, and they have a phenomenal lead management tool that you can take advantage of as well. So I would strongly recommend that to anyone wanting to be a Bosch dealer. So that's pretty much, although brief, high-level view of what is happening with Bosch. Again, probably the easiest transition we're going to have in the unitary products moving to R454B. My contact information is on this slide. If anybody doesn't have a question available now, but would like to reach out later on to me, shoot me an email, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more in depth of the Bosch IDS product. But for now, that's what I have.
Thank you, Rob. And if anyone does have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself before we call it a day, you can ask Rob directly right now. Everyone's been so quiet today, Rob. I think it's the weather. Everyone's just hibernating.
Yeah, it seems everyone's been a little bit quiet, but that's okay. My contact information is there. If you want to reach out, feel free to do so. Again, I want to thank you for taking a chunk out of your lunchtime to spend with me today. Stay tuned. There'll be more news with Bosch as time goes forward, and we'll make sure that everybody works through this transition very smoothly as we move forward.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, everyone, for your time. The recording will be made available for everyone, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Thanks, Rob.
Great job, Rob.
Thank you.